Scopel 247 Sports.
And I know you just got off the field. I'll start to just, I guess, first impressions of this group and how it looked today in the scrimmage, and how was it being out at Autzen with some fans out there? It must have been kind of a different experience after the last year we've been through.
Yeah, it was awesome. First of all, to be back out there and see some fans up in the stands, that was a great deal. The play on the field was a little erratic. We got a lot of work to do. There were some good things. There was a lot of bad things, a lot of good things. It was kind of up and down. We got to keep our effort and intensity up. I think all the different things out there and putting in a lot of new stuff, and the guys getting to compete again and tackle for the first time since the bowl game. There were a lot of things going on. Some of these guys handled it really well, and some of them have to pick it up a little bit.
We'll go to Ryan Thorburn, register guard.
Ken, what is your early impression of, I guess, working with DeRuyter and also Marcel Yates, and how much of a transition is that for you guys?
I mean, I've worked with Tim in the past, so that was a great deal to have him back with me. I really enjoyed my time previously. I've known Marcel for a long time. He's a great coach. I think our staff on defense has really come along together. We really spent a lot of time together, obviously getting ready for spring. We've been in overdrive getting it ready, and we've got some really good veteran coaches. We got some good young energy off our GAs and some of our quality control guys. And, we're in the middle of it. We just practiced right in the middle of spring, and now we got to hit another gear and keep going forward.
Let's go to James Crepia, Oregonian.
Ken, until you got down to 2 minute there, it looked like you were giving Isaac a blow and pass on the day to kind of look at everybody else. Was that deliberate? Were you trying to get basically your inexperienced guys, even a guy like Drew, who, yes, he played last season, but outside of Isaac, a lot of your guys are pretty young, and a couple of them haven't even seen the field. Were you trying to deliberately just get more tape of them, since Isaac's probably got, several hundred plays to go through his catalog?
Yeah, I mean, Isaac is obviously, he's got stuff to learn still in the defense, the new defense, but he's had a lot of spring scrimmages, a lot of spring practices. Hardest part with having him on the sidelines is keeping him on the sidelines. He's trying to get out there all the time, and he's having a good spring. He's really taking a leadership role. I think he's got some leadership skills to keep working on, but our guys look up to him. And, the plays he was in there, he had some really good plays when he was out there today, running around, and he wanted to do more. And, there's a lot of guys just getting their first taste of a spring football. Even Noah's never had a spring scrimmage. He's never been in a spring scrimmage. Really Drew and Nate and Isaac are the only guys that have ever been in a spring scrimmage. So I needed to get guys out there and get them going and see what that looks like. And with the temperature up and stuff, they got to push through some of that and learn how to play, Division I, Pac-12, big time football.
AJ Jacobson, Rivals.
Coach, it seemed like today you were mixing and matching your group probably more than any other unit that we noticed. Was that by design, and what was your kind of plan going into today's scrimmage in terms of distributing snaps?
Well, we're trying to look at different combinations in there, try to move guys, see what they do best. Who are the best blitzers, who are the best droppers, who are the best run readers, who can see pullers best, who can play extended plays, who can play in an 8-play, a 10-play drive. We're looking at all those different things. I got Keith Brown, who should be playing high school football right now, out there trying to get, his first scrimmage, and he's running around, and, I'm coaching like crazy, and they're trying to do things right. And, we're having a great time, but we got a lot of work to do. And I'm just trying to see these guys play football right now. I've got a nice room of good athletes, and we got to learn how to grind in there. They got to learn how to be mentally tough in drives, and when things aren't going right, we got to play harder. And I'm just watching body language, how they're playing, how they handle adversity, how they handle big plays. I want to see everything right now. I just want them to play football. We're trying to mix and get about the same amount of reps for everybody when we come out of spring.
Go to James Crepia.
Keith, Ken, do you want to have I'm asking you about Keith. Do you want to have a differentiation among the young guys about Keith, Jackson, Justin, when he got out there early? Do you want to have separation somehow in a pecking order by the end of spring, or are you comfortable, hey, play this thing out all the way to, September the 3rd, and we'll make a decision on the eve of, game 1?
Yeah, I'm letting them make that decision with how they play and how they go about it. I'd love to have them all be even and just keep rotating guys in there. But as they learn how hard they play, how they handle all these situations, they're making that decision. And I tell them, constantly, like, this is an open competition out there. and you're going to make mistakes. But the one thing I don't want to see is guys not playing hard. Like, we are going to learn to play hard, fight through adversity. And I don't care who that is on the field, but they are going to play with a mental mindset that we are not going to back down from anything on the football field. And that's where I lean on guys like Isaac, Drew, Noah, some of those guys to help out the young guys that haven't played a lot. And hey, I would love it if every guy in that room could play the same amount of reps. We would have a great defense with a lot of fresh guys on the football field, but we're going to let that shake out between now and when we play our first game.
Let's go Jerry Thompson, Ducks Illustrated.
Yeah, Coach. So are there a couple players having not yet reviewed the video that did stand out to you a little bit? Maybe one or two young guys.
I thought we had some, I thought we had some really good pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, they're not calling sacks out there, so we're getting those plays through, but we had some good pressure on the quarterback. There were times we were in the right spots with our disguises and things. And I thought, having a Keith Brown out there who his first scrimmage, thrown into the fire and, did some nice things. Nate Hukalani's had a good spring. I thought that Isaac, played really well in those plays that he was out there. And, Noah played some extended play there at a couple different positions. So, linebacker wise, it's never as good as you think it was, never as bad as you think it was. So I'm going to grade this film and we'll get back at it. But I thought some of the young secondary guys did good here and there. We just got to be consistent. It can't be so up and down like it was today. I think they understand that, and we got to get better before next Saturday.
Eric Scopel.
Coach, you said you were kind of checking body language on guys, and I won't ask you to decipher what happened on that first play, but a long touchdown for CJ. How did you guys respond to that, and kind of what did you see on that one?
Well, we missed a gap, right? We missed a gap on the front, and we didn't cover it up with the linebackers. And when you've got a back and like CJ Verdell, it hits a gap like that, you're going to be in big trouble, right? A lot of teams have been in that situation, and we didn't think we'd be in it the first play of the scrimmage, but we know how good CJ and Travis and our running back group is. Our O-line's playing really well in the spring, and you can't make mistakes with a good offense and guys that are working out there. So, I thought they came back and had a 10-play drive in the next drive, and then we went a long time after that without giving up a score. So, I think that was a good test for them. And, I think as we went through, it was a lot of up and down. There wasn't a constant play. It was up and down, which, that's got to get that mentally's got to get fixed.
Let's go to James Crepia.
Ken, just speaking to the install with Tim, you talked about keeping some of the terminology over from Andy, and I'm sure that helps. And having you and Marcel helps also with that transition of things. Can you speak to just how much terminology was kept over, and also it sounds like there's an increased number of personnel packages in Tim's defense, and even saw a little bit of that today. Just how robust is this defense?
Yeah, I think I'll let you guys watch that scrimmage and see all those things. We're just we're trying to make it as easy for the players in this learning transition, and we're trying to make it as hard on offenses to look at it and try to decide what we're doing, and that's the plan. And we're gonna do a lot of things. Our offense does a lot of things. We're throwing everything we can at each other in spring and trying to see who can play football. And I think Tim is a really good, long-time, quality defensive coordinator. I think the players understand that, and as was Andy. So, we're going forward, and we see great things coming.
Let's go Warren Williamson, Duck Football News.
And I know you want to see your guys get a lot of reps in. That's what spring football is all about. I'm curious, in a practice like today or scrimmage like today, how much are you allowed to do a hands-on teaching, or do you just want the guys to run through reps, and is teaching more for the film room?
Yeah, I'm constantly coaching, right? But that today in the scrimmage part of that practice, we were just letting them play, and we were throwing it all at them so we could see how far in the progression we are, what we need to maybe pull back on, what guys can handle. And, there's all kinds of things going on through a practice. There's teaching periods, there's competition periods, there's tackling periods, and each one of them comes with a different thing. And now we'll go in and we'll grade this. We'll send it to their iPads here in about 3 hours, and they'll see it tonight. They'll see it tomorrow, and we'll be back at it Monday.
Let's go Eric Scopel.
Noah was Pac-12 Defensive Freshman of the Year. Kayvon was that the year before. I'm not asking you to say can't Noah become Kayvon because it's not fair. But like, is it fair to suggest he could really take another step from year 1 to 2? And have you already kind of started seeing that take place in camp?
Yeah, I think with Noah, I think he's got a high football IQ. He's been well trained by his, his dad and brothers who are also really good football players. So he's got a very high ceiling. He's got a very high learning curve. He loves football. He's always asking questions. He's very smart. And, I think as long, with him, Isaac, Drew, Jackson, Keith, all these guys in the room there, they are all quality guys. And I think Noah's one of the guys that could really step up and be a big leader. He started football for us last year on 17 fall practices, and he was in playing Stanford. So that's the kind of IQ he has is football. And, he's still a freshman. This was his first spring scrimmage as a college football player. So, I mean, he's got a lot of growth to do, and he knows that. And, I love how he works and how he goes about his business. I really the linebacker room and how they go about their business. And, they're here early. They got great camaraderie. They don't care who's out there. They work well with each other. We just got to get them better and keep teaching.
Last question for Coach Wilson. We'll go to James Crepia.
Ken, if you could speak to just your early impact and role on special teams on kickoff and kickoff return, even seeing it out there today. I think it's safe to say the days of fifth string quarterbacks being on either unit are over. It looks like there are guys who are on the 2 deep on both sides of the ball, that's going to be the way that special teams go. How have you seen an impact so far? Because I know not everything's live. So how have you been able to judge and assess kickoff return so far?
Well, we've got a lot more depth, right? And first of all, when we go out there, everybody's playing special teams. Everybody wants to play special teams. Coach Bobby does a great job of getting those guys in the room. That room is filled with wide receivers, running backs, linebackers, D linemen, all on special teams. And we've got a lot more depth than we had last year. We've got a lot more guys competing for those positions. And those are really valued positions, right? Special teams can obviously, just like in the bowl game or every game, special teams plays will win you or lose you football games. And, I'm lucky because I get to learn a lot from Coach Williams. I think, obviously his resume speaks for itself, how good a special teams coach he is, what kind of knowledge he has. And I'm just soaking it up, trying to put my little bit into it, helping any way he's helping, asking me to help and getting my guys out there. Linebackers should love to play special teams. I don't care who you are. That's a play of defense, and we should love to play special teams. And I just want to impress that upon my guys. And I want to approach it out there as a coach like it is the most important play in the game, because it is going to be. It's a one-play series, and I want to coach it. And I want my players to see me coach it like it's a one-play series, and I just want to learn how that goes. And I want our special teams to dominate just like Coach Williams and the rest of the staff does.